This is the Red All Over reaction show to Barnsley's 2-1 win against Doncaster Rovers. First win in 5 league games for us, and almost putting Donny in a bit of a precarious position, sat down at 18th now after our win. So we're going to look into yesterday's game, a little bit of an eventful final Yorkshire derby of this run that we've been having. So let's get stuck into it. So Tracy, nice to go in front in this game. Obviously, Vimal opening the scoring. Lovely place finish from himself. Donny pegged us back just for half-time, making it one apiece. And then we had the luxury of bringing on Davis Keeler-Dunn rather than starting, who went and gave us a lead just before 70 minutes. And then late penalty claim for Donny. Turned away, but yeah, positive result really, almost regardless of performance. Finally a win.
Yeah, finally a win. I think the team news when that came out, that was a surprise for all of us really, but obviously there's been a bit of a sickness bug in the camp, that were clearly after the game, and Connor spoke, he said that had something to do with it. Makes sense, because if it had not been that, I think there'd been some big questions asked about his starting 11 selection. Particularly, we can't not mention Jake Rooney, who, for all intents and purposes, got rinsed pretty much for 45 minutes by Luke Molineux, who, last season probably was one of League Two's best, if not the best player. Hasn't been playing much. I think he's only been back about 3 weeks, but he had an exceptional game. Well, first half, he had an exceptional first half, and Jake Rooney just could not get near him. Yeah, and he absolutely tore us to shreds. Fortunately, Reyes Cleary on the other side was pretty much doing the same to their right back. So it was a case of who's going to be the best winger, really. So yeah, the team knew was a bit of a surprise to see Vimal playing where he did. But I thought he had a decent go at that, and obviously scored a really good goal when he cut inside. It was like, and then he just placed it into the bottom left-hand corner. I thought it was a really, really good finish. They started pretty strong. Maybe could have had a goal. I think it was Gibson for them, who had a couple of decent chances. He ate the post, and Murphy made a good save from Billy Sharp. So yeah, the start was a bit rocky, and then we seemed to find our feet, get into the game, and it was pretty intense. I thought it was a really good first half. And then, like I said, Vimal scored, good ball from Cleary, took it inside, placed it in control for all of 5 minutes as usual. Keep on his toes. And yeah, a good finish from Molineux, but I think there's probably going to be questions, first of all, about how Billy Sharp could hold off 2 huge centre-halves. I thought both of them had really good games. However, they both should have done better there, because I know Billy Sharp is Billy Sharp, but when you've got 2 of our probably best centre-halves, I'm not sure if Roberts was out of position to start with, but then he held him off, and I just don't think that should have happened, and then obviously put him in. And then, yeah, the second half, made a couple of changes needed. Certainly, Ogbetter needed to come on, made us much more tight at the back. And he certainly kept Molineux out wider. I'm not saying he didn't still have some joy, but he kept him out a lot wider. He didn't cut inside as much, which made it much better. And then, yeah, what a lovely luxury to bring on DKD. Now, I think he would have played had he been not ill, but actually it worked in our favour. Because, we've got to mention Patrick Kelly. Obviously, he was there last season and they knew about him, but I thought he had an exceptional game. His engine, his endeavour, his effort, and his ability to dribble through the middle of the park with the number of players around him was just emphasised by that second goal, because he got such a tight space to work at, and I think he megged somebody, or he put it through his own legs or whatever, and then he just raced through, and fantastic ball to DKD, who still had a lot to do, to be fair. But yeah, one touch, and yeah, if we know he can finish. He's probably one of the best in the league for that. And yeah, great. And then it was the same old, I think it was at 68, I think it was, and we're like, can we hang on that long? Was basically from then on in, I was thinking, can we hang on that long? But we did. Other than what I have to say, I think was probably a penalty. Difficult to see from where we were behind the goal. I was off the opposite end. I've watched it back a couple of times on the highlights, and it's not a great angle, but yeah, if it had been the other way around, I think would have been very, very upset. It were clumsy by Connell, I thought. Yeah, were it a penalty? Probably. But these things happen, don't they? And I look back to games like Blackpool away where we should have brought more on than we did. Uh, so yeah, I think on reflection, would a draw been fair? Probably. But like I say, swings and roundabouts, these things happen. And we needed it because looking at that league this morning, it is so tight now. The results yesterday have flipped everything around, so to speak. And I think if 6 points separates the top sort of 12 or something, it is so tight. Obviously, we've got those games in hand and another one coming next week. They're going to be so key now. But yeah, overall, walking away happy. And I thought, yeah, we played all right. I thought we did all right. Really good game. Enjoyed it. And yeah, just edged it, maybe.
I think it does. It is one of the. I mean, start with the penalty, Dean. The penalty shout from Donny when Tanai Watson comes around and tries to clip the ball. I think for me, as Tracy said there, it does look like a penalty, but on the basis of you've got to be 100% sure to give it, I do think he does. It almost does like he clips the ball into Billy Sharp, and then that gets the ball stuck under Billy Sharp's feet, and then he.
Was it Tanai Watson? I thought it was Luke Connell.
No, Connell's about 20 yards away from it.
All right. Sorry,
It
Luca. I mean, as
was,
if I would ever blame you, Luca.
It
Yeah,
was Jay
sorry.
Stansfield that did it.
okay.
I love that
Sorry.
I love that no one's going to know that because I hardly anyone watched that preview show either. No one's going to understand why I just said Jay Stansfield. Yeah,
Luca.
it did look like it does feel nice to be on the better half of those 50-50 decisions because it's one of them. You've seen it given because Tanai Watson has tackled from behind at that moment in the game when Billy Sharp threw 1-on-1. I think he's kind of helped by Billy Sharp not taking a great first touch, which doesn't release him forward. It sort of gets the ball stuck under his feet and gives Tanai Watson a chance to actually get in and make that little challenge.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, it's the old adage, isn't it? I've seen them given. And yeah, the referee was close enough. I'm not really sure why he didn't give it in a sense. And I can understand why Grant McCann was so infuriated by it. That's for sure. Really difficult, like Tracy said, from our end to see exactly what happened. I thought my view of it was that he just about got the ball, but as I say, I was too far away to be absolutely sure. It wasn't really Roberts. Roberts just got sharp in going down, fell into him. So I don't think it was Roberts. So yeah, I mean, I can totally understand. I mean, I listened to Radio Sheffield coming back in the car, and they were apoplectic, to say the very least, about it. I think overall, did we deserve to win? Did we deserve that piece of luck at the end of it? I'm not really sure. I think Donny probably deserved a draw, certainly in their second half performance. And the difference ended up being we took our chances and they didn't. And that was pretty much it. I mean, the two goals we got were absolutely superb goals when you look them back. You take that every time. I mean, hitting teams on the transition like that and the calm finishes were just a joy to watch, really. So yeah, I thought Donny came back well in the second half. I thought we were totally in control in the first half, and I thought Connell was magnificent in the first half. Tired a little bit after the break, I think, and they introduced a bit of energy. We both changed our fullbacks at half time, which wasn't surprising because both of them had been toast to the wingers in the first half. And I really do not understand what on earth Connor was thinking about putting Rooney, who's a right-footed centre back at left back. It really seemed very strange. But then, obviously, what we didn't know was what the full story was in terms of this illness. Because Georgie Jem was completely missing from the squad. So I'm assuming he may very well have gone down with it. And actually, in his post-match interview, he did say, kind of, you don't know the whole story of this. And it could have been a lot worse. a situation than we knew about, and obviously he wasn't going to say that before the game and give Donny any sort of an advantage in the game, sort of psychologically. So yeah, maybe I can forgive him that, but I'm afraid Rooney is not a left back. Whether he's a centre back, I don't know yet. I'm still not sure about that, and I guess we might find out on Tuesday because I suspect he'll play.
Yeah, it was. I think when we looked at the lineup, I know we were all discussing who's going to play where, Andy. The amount of defenders on that pitch, it did look, well, it looked to me like potentially five at the back with the fact that we have three centre halves on the pitch. And you have Bland there and Tanai Watson who could probably operate in that full back wing back position. So it looked to me like potentially five at the back. But I do think, I mean, we had a bit of an inkling. I think Connor mentioned it on Thursday. There'd been a bit of illness, and there's no way Donny looked at that team sheet and knew where anyone was playing at all. Because I think just about across our fan base, everyone had a different lineup of where we might have lined up. So as confusing as it was for us, it must have been even worse for Grant McCann trying to work out what on earth we were going to possibly do.
I don't think he'd have lost any sleep over it. I mean, let's be right. I mean, I don't know if, I mean, I know he's been a long time out. Jake Rooney's not what we need, whether he's playing centre back or right or left back, I don't care. And I don't talk with this. I mean, I'm with Dean, he's not a left back, that's for sure. And Molyneux, excellent player. Excellent game yesterday, but an excellent player. We've known that for a number of years now. But whoever you are, particularly if you're centre back, if he's going to go round you and you don't do a Scott Wiseman and run at side of him and then put him on his bum, put him down, get him off at touchline. First time he tries to go round you, put him off at touchline. You'd appreciate that, Josh. None of this. Oh, I'll let him run at side of me and I'll see if I can get tackling. He did get one tackling towards the end of the game, but let him know you're there. If he's quicker than you, the old adage, it was the Simcox adage, ask me brother, ball might get past me, player might get past me, make sure both don't. So one's going down, whether it's ball away or player. None of this prattling about. Get him on his bum. Let him know you're there. Hit him hard and he'll not do it again. And if he does, hit him hard. Take a booking if that's what it takes. But we give him his head, Molyneux, and it showed throughout the game he was a massive threat to us. A massive threat. He took his goal well, I thought. When I first saw it, I thought it were offside. If I'm honest, it looked like it were offside. But I don't think it was. I think across the back, Mark Roberts were playing him on. I don't know why he was that far back. But
That's
Mark Roberts
exactly
were
what
playing.
I've just paused the highlight of that, and he's about marginally onside of you said Roberts is
Just,
just
yeah.
inside the box.
So, well, I mean, I was shouting at linesmen, obviously, because that's what you do, isn't it? But I don't like officials being right in place and things like that. It's not good for you. I'm not that, a centre as Billy Sharp. I know he's not like the tallest, but he's a rumbustious little beggar. He's strong as hard to knock off at ball. So I'm not going to be that much hassle to our two centre halves. Although again, you know, let him get some turf on his backside. Don't shim. Our centre halves aren't usually ones that shimmy behind strikers. Sort him out one way or another. But I don't. Billy laid it off well. But it came from a Tenai Watson throw in. It were a lousy throw in that put our throw in and it put them straight on attack and us on back foot. So I thought that were a bit. I thought it were a bit poor from our throw in to it going into net. Apart from good finish by that lad. But I thought we did all right. Vimmel hit it high and mighty and sliced it wide once, and I thought, oh God, when I thought Kelly, go on, just smack it. Don't play it to Vimmel, smack it one. Because he was in a good position in centre of goal. But no, he placed it at, I don't know what that were about. Placed that to Vimmel. I thought, oh, he's just going to do the same again. He's going to slice it at front post. And he didn't. He obviously realised we were going to make a pig's ear of it by doing that, so he cut inside. Beautiful. Placed it beautifully. Goalkeepers scrabbling about trying to couldn't get near it. Beautiful, beautiful. And then, as Tracy said, for 5 minutes, and that. I was watching it on iFollow, and I got their. I love Callum Cooper, but I got their commentary on, and I think it's fair to say. I mean, they were best side by a country mile, according to their commentary. We weren't even at the races. And,
Is that a Doncaster pun, or have you just said that because you like?
yeah, well, Donny. I listened to
Yeah.
Donny
No, I
commentary.
mean racers, Donny racers. Have you tried
Definitely
to?
not. Definitely
No,
not. You'll
clearly
have
not.
had to explain it to him.
Thought you tried to
Thank
be a
you.
comedian then for a minute.
Oh
Only try,
no.
only try, Tracy. Oh, come on, Tracy. Flipping heck. But, we got his noses in front by score.
Oh,
Trying to be helpful. His noses in front. And the penalty, I looked just before we come in, I looked at all the comments on the BBS and it's split. Some are saying he got the ball, some are saying it's a penalty. I'm absolutely gobsmacked he didn't give it because he gave him everything else. So I was gobsmacked he didn't give him a penalty. But he didn't. And, when I see that to get away with one or for justice to prevail, whichever way you look at it, I think we're probably a bit lucky. What were hilarious is that from that moment onwards till well after the match, I felt that bad for their commentators. I got through a box of tissues, my sen. I was that sad for him. It were awful. It were awful. It were like they'd lost the World Cup final. It was, which in fact they had. So, you know, if you get away with one, bottom line is, were it a penalty, weren't it? I don't care. He didn't give it, and we won. I really, really don't care. Donny fans, cry a bit more. It'll only cheer me up. Just cry. And Matt Turner, oh, we're going to win 2-1, we're going to win. I said, no, Matt, we're going to win 2-1. Like Dean, and indeed we did. So I'm hoping when they look back and see in their reaction show, they've got some tissues with them because they'll be upset with referee who give them everything until that moment. So don't cry too much, lads. It's all right. There's always next week.
Andy, I made new friends on Friday night, and you've just blown that now. New friends at Donny.
Not what you said off air. Not what you said to me in private, Dean. I'm only kidding. Rambling Rovers. He didn't say it. He didn't say it out. I'm just lying.
again.
Yep.
Again. Come on. 2-1. Nice and easy. Justice prevailed.
No one believes a word you said. Anyway, if you thought Jay Stansfield played for Lincoln.
You'll wait while Tuesday night. He'll come on as a sub.
Starts.
If he's not on pitch, he'll be one at linesman. Get ready.
There we go. Tracy, the one thing, I mean, obviously, a win to win, and we're trying to look on the more positive side, given that the last 5 or 6 weeks have been a little bit tough to do that. But the goal in which Donny scored, obviously, it came from our throw-in, and it's just one ball over the top. And I don't really understand how Jack Shepherd's caught so flat-footed, because Billy Sharp's like 2-3 yards in front of him as the ball goes over Jack Shepherd's head and just watches it before almost reacting to the fact of, oh no, that's just gone over my head and it's going to drop in to either side of him, because it just seemed really weird of how slow he seemed to react to the situation compared to Billy Sharp, who was obviously on his bike and trying to run in behind immediately. And I don't know if Jack Shepherd's trying to play him offside by standing where he is, but Sharp's well inside his own half before he starts his run. So it just seemed, again, it feels like another really soft goal to concede. If it's just a bit of a hook forward, it drops in behind, similar to the chance that it might have been, I forgot what it was, it just trickled it wide of the post when it went through 1-on-1.
Was it that Gibson again, I think?
It might have been.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think it was.
And there's the one from Billy Sharp when he just, well, obviously from the penalty as well, they just never clipped ball through.
Yeah.
It does seem to be something that we really struggled against yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, defensive frailties, it's what we're, well, I want to say our season's built on, or our season's not built on, because we just can't get a clean sheet. And yeah, like I say, yesterday you could speak about Rooney being out of position and just not good enough in that position. Good enough, we don't know, but certainly not good enough in that position. But for that goal, I've seen it once back, and I watched it live. So it just seemed that they almost got in each other's way, Roberts and Shepherd. That was the thing. And it was like, why are you both there? I mean, I know Billy Sharp's a good player, but do we really need to both be there? And it then left a massive hole at the left-hand side anyway, where we knew that Molyneux were going to definitely beat Rooney. So I made the assumption that they were trying to play offside from what I saw there, but clearly that didn't work. But yeah, they're just generally speaking. I think Robertson and Shepherd together as a centre half partnership is our best centre half partnership, and I think since Roberts has come back, those two look generally the best of what we've got as an option. And I still love the way that both of them as centre halves, and I know Andy loves this, throw themselves at everything. And Shepherd did that numerous times today. He puts in blocks and they put their bodies on the line. They're both of a decent size, and I like the way they both do that. And they both are commanding and offer us something in the opposition's box at corners. So I really like them both. But it's as if we lose concentration. We just can't seem to stick out a 90-minute performance, 100 minutes, however long, as a back four. And I think the excuses will be that, well, we were playing a left back or we're not going to play there. But when we start getting better there, we'll obviously our left wing back. And Watson or MDG, depending on, because I think they're much of a muchness, to be honest. Then I think you've got a back four who you're going to start to have some consistency with. But yeah, I think they basically got in each other's way. But I also thought, we haven't mentioned it, there was a shot in the first half. I think it's when he hit the post, Gibson. I'm not sure if that hit Shepherd's hand as well. But yeah, we'll not mention.
Gioa.
I think it did.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a stonewall penalty, don't get me wrong. I don't think, and nobody shouted for it, but I did think, but that's an example of Shepherd throwing himself at the ball, and that's what I mean. I think it did at his hand, but he was throwing himself at the ball. So I do like them both, but I just think, yeah, they got stuck in each other's way, and yeah, it just didn't happen.
Yeah, she comes back, Dean. She's been down a week in that London, and here she comes back giving it large.
I'm a Spurs fan now, anyway. I'm not. What's this about? This. I'm not. I don't bother about Barnsley anymore.
She goes to watch a game with an egg-shaped ball, then she goes to the theatre, and then she watches Spurs. I can't get my head around it. And she missed the mighty Barnsley playing York City. Missed the win. Just to do all that.
What a poor fan.
To be honest, what sort of a
fan? Fair weather.
I know.
What were you going to say then, Dean?
I've forgotten.
No, Dean. Age.
I think it was the mix-up between Roberts and Shepherd was just a simple communication issue. Like, one of them should have shouted, "My ball" or "my man" or whatever, and they just got in it. Like Tracy said, they just got in each other's way. So, I mean, it was a momentary thing. It's not a structural thing or anything. As you said, Josh, poor throwing to start with. So, yeah, I think they are, without any doubt, the best two centre-backs together that we've got by some margin. But, yeah, I think it was just a momentary, one of them should have shouted, one up, one off, as they say. And they didn't. And Billy Sharp will always make the most of that situation. And he didn't do a lot, didn't Billy Sharp, during the game, but he was integral in the two real moments of their attack. And he showed that. And he always looks dangerous. He's a nuisance,
isn't he? He's a nuisance.
Yeah. More of a nuisance, say, than McGoldrick is. He's a sharp lad. That's a pun, actually, but you missed it.
Very nearly, Dean. Very nearly.
That means you're next, Tracy, form.
A nearly man.
I'm not keeping up with these two.
That means you're next.
Comedians, these two comedians.
Yeah.
Nay, lass, nay.
I know we spoke about Vermaal's well-taken goal, first EFL goal, if I am correct in saying that. And obviously the goal conceded, but also DKD's finish, as Tracy said, and there's still a lot to do after Patrick Kelly had brought the ball forward 20, 30, 40 yards on his own. There's still quite a bit to do. Had to get a bit of separation from the defender, and then again, just from outside the box, finds the bottom left-hand corner. Andy.
Me? Yeah, tickled it in, didn't he? I don't think he hit it particularly hard at all, but the positioning of it was excellent. So it's it's what he does. It's usually a bit near a goal when he does it, but it's what he does. And it was a lovely from start to finish. It was a lovely goal, like you said. Patrick Kelly went on a fabulous run, a jinking run, and then set off. And what more against the team that he played, whatever it was, about 30 times last year. So very very well done to him. He's making his mark. He's been in and out, more out than in, and in the enforced absence of Adam Phillips, he's showing his worth. And how can you say anything different? Lovely run, and it's that driving forward. When we've said on a number of occasions recently that again we seem to be going back with it. Our first when we first look for it, when we get the ball in midfield, our first look is to pass it back. Not so much yesterday, and he plays a part in that. There's some big spaces in that midfield. Connell turned a few times and could go forward with it. And obviously, all we need to do, as it stands at the minute, get to Reyes, just get to Cleary, and see what magic he's going to bring up because he was, he were our. I was going to say we're our Molyneux, but I think Molyneux were their Reyes. So all on that one wing. So it was a treat for people to watch that. So yeah, Cleary, excellent. But DKD, he just a good finish. He just knows where the goal is. He's had some stutter starts this season. He's not been at his very best like he was last season, but who cares? He scored 2-1.
So glad you've just said that because it's
The
just
pride of Yorkshire.
It's going to lead me on to my next thing, Tracy, of a lot of, like, I think DKD has been subject to a little bit of, I personally think it's unwarranted criticism so far this season. 7 goals in 13 league games. People start questioning his involvement in the 11.
Should have been 15 goals. Should have been 15.
By
Missed
this
some
time
sitters.
by this time last season, it scored 3. So he's already doubled his output for this part of the season. So if he carries that on, that'll put him on probably just shy of 30 by end of the
Didn't come for a
season.
month. Didn't come to end of transfer window.
No, I've
Didn't
just
start
gone through
season
I've
with
just
us.
gone through his games up until he scored 3 goals up until the 26th of November, which would give him the same amount of games that he played last season up until now, and he scored 3. So it does, like, me personally, I think it's a bit of unwarranted criticism for him, Tracy, given that people are starting to people were questioning his involvement in the 11 at times to be dropped for other players.
I think he's playing a different game as well. And he's certainly been asked to play differently under Connor than he was last year. I think the team was poor, when we signed him last year, because it was such a big thing to get him after we made it very obvious we tried to sign him. And Mansfield did their damnedest to hang on to him for the best value, as you would. I think then that we tried to build our attack around him last season, whereas this season, Connor's got his formation and that's how it's going to be. So it's a bit difficult then looking at, we've looked at, where's DKD's best position? Is he better playing on his own up front? Is he better coming from the wing? Is he better sitting off the front, off the forward? So I think for him, he's not had what I call a settled start to the season. He's played in 3 positions at least. He's been brought off, he's been brought on, but the stats, they are what they are. And in terms of finishing, when he came on and did that yesterday, I think I said to the people around me, there's nobody better in our team at finishing than him. And then I went on to say, I'm probably the league. There's not a lot of people in the league, I don't think in League One who's as good a finisher as Keeler done. Yeah, he's missed some sitters this season, he has. But still, you've just said about the number of goals he's got. And whenever I look on any form of social media looking at League One stats and in all the 4 leagues, his stats are just amazing. What he gets is amazing. And listening to Radio Sheffield, like Dean on the way back, different car, but same radio station, just thoroughly entertaining listening to the Donny fans getting angrier and angrier. And one came on and was basically saying, in the conversation, DKD was £1 million player, he was a £2 million player, he was a £3 million player. And they were basically saying, if we had somebody like this, we'd be this. All we need is a Davis Keeler. He's the best player in the league, and they were just raving about him. As soon as he come on, we knew we were in trouble. And I think maybe we don't realise what the opposition think and fear of Davis Keeler. We talk about, Billy Sharp and Luke Molyneux, etc., and other players like Jay Stansfield for Lincoln. Oh no, sorry, my mistake.
No
and
need.
and and the other players in our league who we know are good. I don't think we realise the fear he brings to other teams, and so yeah, I've been probably guilty of criticism as some as others have, but I just think look at where we'd be without him. That's the thing I would say. Where would we be without him? Because his goals. Well, look at yesterday. He won us the game. He won us the game, pure and simply.
No,
So
a referee that won game for us, Trace.
oh, sorry, yeah. Yeah, no, if he can, I keep having such a terrible season, he can crack on for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, carry on, Davis. If you keep being as awful as you are, you carry on.
It does. I mean, as much as it's a fair point you made there, Tracy. I do think teams now, Dean, are starting to almost, when they come up against us, they're trying to nullify the threat of DKD. Whereas maybe last season, as you're sort of finding his feet at this level, and for us, it was a little bit of they'll set up in their way to try and stop us full stop. Whereas now they are probably targeting DKD as if you stop him, you might be able to stop Barnsley as a whole here.
Well, I did a show with the Rambling Rovers on Friday night, and we did spend quite a long time discussing DKD because they were, as Tracy said, really quite frightened of playing against him. And he is an absolutely excellent finisher. There's no two ways about it. He scores in every competition, it seems, and he's got 10 goals now. Could easily end up with 30, like you say. And yeah, I've been one who has talked about his touch and him not quite being on his game. But that said, I called him an enigma, I think, last week or something, that, outside the box, he hasn't been great. But what you do get with him is boundless energy. Even if he's not playing particularly well, you do get that energy and an instinct for goal, which and you can forgive any striker missing chances. There are plenty in the Premiership, Premier League. I'm sorry, who miss chances. So we shouldn't really, and I shouldn't be critical of him because he reminds me a little bit, Andy, of Andy Payton, who very often didn't seem to contribute much, but ended up with 20-odd goals one season. He's built like him as well, isn't he?
He's a good player. Well, Payton were and all. Good player.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when we come back from the break, we'll start picking on him again when he starts fluffing it and not controlling it ball. You'll go back to your old ways. I'll tell you this, Josh, on the flipping Rambling Rovers, he called me and him at me, and he said we were the old gits of this show. I had never seen the like in my life. Gits! I can't believe it. Talk about yourself, Dean, because you're older. Talk about yourself. I'm young compared to you, Dino.
I'm at least a month older than you.
It's a big month. It's a big month. Trust me. I had this with Smithy. He was 4 months older, and that were a big 4 months. So it's a big month. Oh, I don't know. Can't believe I was being picked on like that. I thought, the pride of Yorkshire.
And you've endeared yourself to the Doncaster fans so much during this show as well. So I'll be really surprised if they don't
get the comments down below. It's a good job they're not writing in pen. It's a good job it's typing because it'd all be smudged with the tears.
You've been childish now.
Me.
Yeah. You've been childish now.
Yeah.
Tracy, just sort of speaking about this result as a whole, obviously, I think we're winless in 5 in the league. Annoyingly, it's coming into another enforced postponement now, but it is a little bit of something of, at least now we've won this game, it's like there's a bit of like something to build on coming into this little break that we're going to have again, which should we have lost yesterday on probably not one, we'd have been loving that break, whereas now it feels like there's a little bit of something to hold on to that it's now it's a little bit frustrating that we can't go and play again next week.
Yeah, it's like I said, I look at the league and you always look at it optimistically. You assume you're going to get 6 points from the 2 games that we've currently in hand. So I look at that and think, oh, we're in top 6 again. That's it. Because, we're optimistic now. We've got to
Just that
win.
those
So
two games,
everything's great.
those
It's not
two
the
games were
Cardiff
against top
it's not the
six
Cardiff
sides.
and Stevenage, isn't it? It's no biggies. So yeah.
And nothing, either of them, nothing.
Yeah, so that's and do yourself to some more fans. So yeah, that's the difference. I just think we go into it now a little bit more optimistic. Whereas if we'd have, I honestly think if we'd have not so much drawn, because I think drawn would you don't ever think I'd draw away there, but I think if we'd have lost that game, I think Connor would have come under some serious pressure, not necessarily from the club, but from the fans, because I think that we'd have been suddenly looking down, thinking, wow, we can really get dragged into stupid things near the bottom. Whereas all of a sudden, like I say, I come home, look at the league and think, oh yeah, well, like I say, we're now looking back up and you look ahead rather than looking below. So it's just fine margins. So yeah, I think it was a really big result. And generally speaking, we had some nice passages of play yesterday. I thought there were 4 or 5 times where we really looked after the ball again. We sort of moved them around. We just looked better. Yeah, we weren't perfect, and they were decent. And second half certainly made us work for it. But they were good. I thought it was progress yesterday. I saw an improvement from the past, certainly from the Rotherham game. So yeah, that's all I think. That's all I look for, that you're getting better, and that was a step in the right direction, result or not. But yeah, I thought so. Yeah, we're going to it. Obviously, we've got this big game, massive game Tuesday, but after that, we're going to this international break again, and I think it's more positive. So. Yeah.
It does look, when you look at the league table, Dean, obviously it's dropped Donny down to 18th, and given that we were on the same point, so we had margin a better goal difference, which it would have kept it a little bit higher up the league. But so we didn't win yesterday and lost, we would have dropped below Burton, who at the start of the season you would have thought would have been nowhere near Burton. I mean, given we scraped through 3-2, but it weren't really a 3-2 game, to be honest. I think Burton were fortunate to get the 2 which they did do, and sort of in the manner they did. Obviously, Murphy Cooper came and decided to play as a centre half for 20 seconds, which were a bit of a problem. But it does feel like a little bit of weight's probably been lifted off the team and Connor going into this break now, because it looks a lot more positive again of 4 points outside the playoffs. 2 games down, and obviously, as Tracy says, it's 6 points there. We're going to pick up against currently 4th and 5th in the league. So that puts us on 27, which would sit us joint second.
We're going up.
It is. Automatics. In we go.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, we want to be looking up, and we certainly do not want to be looking down. And I think, understandably, the Donny fans will be looking a bit down this morning when they look at the table. I think it's quite exciting. One thing that I think, it's not surprising we had a dip, really. But when you see the development of Rhys Cleary, Patrick Kelly, Jonathan Bland, they're young boys. They're 20-year-old boys or 21 or whatever. And they were only going to get better. And they have got better. They're more effective than they were at the start of the season. So I think we've got a lot of reasons to be optimistic. I think the return of Roberts, playing alongside Shepherd, gives us some indication that we might be a little bit stronger at the back. And hopefully less vulnerable than we have been, giving sloppy goals away all over the place. I think it's the whole club and the players, the squad, and the coaches and everybody will go into the break with a great deal of optimism. The only problem is when it's so tight and our game's called off next week, and other teams around us win, we might be looking at the table in a different way in a week's time, which would be, a shame, really. One encouraging thing is that all the, teams are having periods of time where they do go a number of games. I mean, Doncaster started well, they've dropped. Bradford are looking a little bit iffy now. Stevenage lost, I think, at Reading, didn't they, on Thursday night? Stockport got stuffed at home by Luton. Cardiff have dropped off as well. So I think we're going to find this all season that teams will have periods when they don't actually, they do go a series of 5 or 6 games where maybe they don't pick up so many points. So looking at Stevenage and Cardiff has been the 2 games that we've got in hand. Maybe 2-3 weeks ago, we might have looked at and think, well, we're looking to get a point from those. But actually now you're looking at their form and thinking, well, we might beat them, and we've got better. And I think we will go on some kind of a run now with a more solid defence, DKD on fire, and these young players getting better and better and better with each game they seem to play. So reasons to be cheerful, as Ian Drawing Blockers once said, are more than 3.
We've won one game in 2 months, and Dean's getting giddy.
I mean, to be fair though, when you look at one side in the top 8 won.
Yeah,
everyone else
good day yesterday.
And
for
they
us.
lost. There's only Bolton in the top 8. Everyone else lost in the top.
And look at Bolton; they've just gone, haven't they? They've put on a run, and they were in our position 5 weeks ago, and they've just flown up, haven't they?
Same with Rotherham, who are on the same points as now. The run that they've been on to catch us back up, because I'm sure they were sat in bottom 4 at some point this season. It did feel, Andy. I mean, obviously, when you look at the table now, it's one of those where you look at it and go, the results have gone really in our favour above us. You've got to take advantage of it.
You have, and like they've said, it's a bit of a shame that there's too many international breaks. I can't get my head around this. What's that all about? It's just, I mean, in League One, it's a nonsense, isn't it? It's just a nonsense.
Is this the last one now?
Yeah, it's the last one of the year. Yeah, I think there's one more before the World Cup, isn't there?
Is it February time?
March. It's March.
At least it's the last one, Andy.
It's a nonsense. Especially if somebody's playing for like Kuwait under-15s or something like that. It's just a flipping nonsense. But yeah, the results went really well for us yesterday, and it just shows you, what a number of people have said throughout the season. This is a good season to try and get out of this league, because showed yesterday anybody can beat anybody. So now for a lot of teams, not just us. Anybody can go on a run. I mean, look at Donny last season. Donny gets promotion, and they were quite low down around Christmas time, and went on a great run. So it's there for anybody. They can all beat each other. So Stevenage and Cardiff, they could trounce us, but we could beat them well as well. That's how it is in this league at this moment. So it makes it more interesting. You don't want runaway leaders that have bought it and anything like that. So I'm looking forward to it. Yesterday, if you were neutral, obviously we weren't. But if you were neutral, you'd think yesterday were a great game to watch. Plenty of excitement, wingers going at people, getting crosses in, just flashing it past the post and what have you. And that was just referee. So it was good game. A good game to watch. Obviously, a bit infuriating at times, but we can all beat each other. We could do it, or we could just as easily drop like Craig Stone, or we could go buying up the league as Dean says. So it's going to be interesting. Is Dean going to be right, or is Craig going to be right? Are we up or are we down? Don't know.
None of them.
Oh, git.
None of them games in hands that we've got have been announced yet, have they?
No.
Of when they're going to be, because my question mark is if that is before Christmas, that's going to be a real pain.
Yeah. No, there's not. I'm surprised we've not had the first one, certainly, because it was ages ago, wasn't it? It really started early in the season.
Just
nothing.
Trying to flick through the games then and see, but it didn't like either been announced.
No, they haven't.
And
we've got a couple of difficult games coming up, haven't we, against Stockport? When we finally get back to playing football, Stockport and Luton, a couple of but they could easily turn our season round and make us start dropping, or we could do really well. It's an exciting time, I think, for League One teams in general.
I do think it, like we just said there, we look at the flip of yesterday. If we lost, we'd have been like
Yeah.
18th where Donny are now. We're sat 11th and thinking, oh, we're only 4 points off top six now. We're 2 games
Fine
in.
margins, fine
It is.
margins.
It very much is. And speaking of just volume of games, there's a volume of game on Tuesday that
Can't wait.
as long as we don't
Oh,
lose 6-0,
Yeah,
Seven and
we're
through.
through, aren't we?
Or is it 7-0?
Yeah, if we lose 7-0, we're out.
Oh, that'd be such a
Might
shame
go
as well.
midfield. Me and Dean's playing in midfield, shoring it up.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I've been out and bought some dubbing for my boots, ready.
Dubbing.
I know it. I know
I
they
used
went.
to dub
I know
in
he
the
went. I know
boots.
Josh went to understand.
What do you
I
mean?
know
I
he
used to
went
use it
again.
on my boots as well.
Good lad. Good lad.
Did you do Sir Linseed your cricket bat as
Oh,
well?
of
Yeah.
course you got to.
Never played
Yeah.
cricket, so no.
Stupid sport.
Terrible sport, actually.
Hmm.
Boring. Only one that were any good were quick cricket in PE.
Any game that lasts 5 days can't be an exciting game, in my
Exactly, that's
personal
true.
view.
And still don't get a result.
Yeah.
That's just a hobby. That's not a sport. That's a hobby. Tracy, there's not really too much to say on this Lincoln one. I think both sides are going to chuck a bunch of 21s into it just for the sake of you don't need to play. Although, I mean, we've not got a game this weekend, so I
Yeah.
suppose we might see some fringe first team players in. So we might as well just go straight on to predictions. What do you reckon?
Yeah, Man United did us a great favour, didn't they, under 21, so thank you for that, so that we don't need to bother.
Were it Devaney
Jacob
as well?
Devaney
Yeah.
scored the
Jacob,
goal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
What
on
a goal. What
Yeah.
a goal. Made his dad proud.
Yeah, he did. So very well done, Jacob. Well done,
Yeah.
Martin. Right. I mean, I don't care. It won't be
Just put
7-0.
that down.
Won't be 7-0. 2-2. And then somebody will win it on penalties. But yeah. Okay.
2-2
Does it make
or-
a difference if you finish top or second? Does it make a difference?
Don't know.
Because it's regionalised till the quarters, isn't it, the draw? So does it make a difference on whether you're home or away if you're top? I don't know. Genuinely don't know.
Doubt it, because even if you play 21s, you have to play it at your ground, don't you?
Oh, you do. Not that any of them I think have got through, but yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to think then. So I doubt it would make a difference
Right,
if you're
so
first
then,
or
yeah.
second. Dean?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I think the rule is that they've got to play a certain number of players who were in the squad on Saturday.
That's
I mean, we haven't got loads, have we? We haven't got loads anyway, so.
We can't play that many young players. They're all
Well,
away
we
on
could.
international duty.
We could see Georgie Gent back. We could see Earl playing. Connor Barrett might be able to play despite his loan. I don't know. Oh God, I don't. 2-0, 2-0. Because I don't think Lincoln will be any more interested. They'll, after yesterday, they'll be their result of Rotherham. They'll be more interested in sorting the first team out next week. So, not expecting much from Lincoln. They're already through. 2-0.
2-0 win?
Yeah.
I love that this has been the hardest game to predict so far because no one knows what on earth's going to go on. Andy?
Nobody knows if we've got 11 players to put on the pitch, do they? At this minute, all our midfield are going to be away on international duty at this rate.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of, and the ones that haven't been playing regularly in midfield are away on international duty as well. So, which just makes a nonsense of it, as I've said before. I think everybody's thinking it's going to be a bit of a dead rubber and it's going to be a boring game, but it isn't. I think, with both teams have got something to prove. They're going to go for it. It's going to be a 6-goal thriller, so we're going to win 2-1.
Do you know what? I'm going to take your 6-goal thriller and say it's me 3 apiece.
I like it.
Ooh.
There we go.
I'll enjoy it. I'll enjoy the game. Is anybody going? I'm going.
I can't believe that my beloved Upper East stands not open again. Can't believe it. I'm having to rough it.
Open it dugouts. I'm just saying,
I like to go back. I like to rough it
Or
with
just
flipping
West End.
ruffians. Can't believe it.
You'll be all right.
At least it's not Pontian. At
it's
least
the only
that.
way. It's the perfect way to see a game.
I mean, you'll have choice of seats. I can't imagine it's me that busy.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a couple of us. We're on back row, but back row. We still may as well be on pitch with his boots on it. Back row, flipping lower. No, it's got to be upper. Got to be
Far
upper.
too close for you, isn't it?
It's a disgrace.
Beautiful
It's an
view.
absolute disgrace. I can
5-2
hear
Chris.
players shouting. What's that all about? I don't need to
You
hear
will
that.
do.
I don't need to hear any of that nonsense. Shouting at linesmen or what have you. I'll hear Tracy giving it large. No, I need to be back up in God's with the polite people.
Ref might hear you if you got a problem with him. When
Oh,
you
I've got a problem with him already.
When, not if. When.
as soon as he's walked out.
I might actually be sat in the West Stand because my grandson Jake, he looks after the mascots on a match day, and he's getting me a ticket. Sorry?
Thought you were going to tell us you were going to be a mascot then.
Well, maybe you'll have to watch it and see. I don't know where you'll find a stream for it, but but yeah, I could be sat in the West Stand with the mascots.
That's even worse.
Well, it's best stand there is. Roro, C88, perfect spot to watch a game.
I knew Josh would like that.
Yeah, Roro.
They're like shouting at away coaches.
No, it's boring. Yeah, you can shout away with coaches. Paul Dickoff can offer you out. Well fun. And then you get Radio Sheffield behind you and speak to Adam Oxley whilst he's here. It's a spot you want to be.
Oh, you're trying to curry favour with Radio Sheffield. They're not going to have you on.
I'm a radio star now. I'm taking over there.
I know.
Adam Oxley's nervous that he's
Half past 7 on a Thursday.
7
Half past 7 on a Thursday.
Well, if you join at 7:30, you'll miss the first 2 segments.
I know. Get exciting bit. Get the second half more exciting.
Right, we'll be back on Wednesday with our reaction to the Lincoln game. So I'm sure you'll all be there for that one. And we'll just do a little bit more general chat and discussion as well about the season and where we're going to go from it. So yes, we'll see you there. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you later. You Reds.